I will put it in live in.
If I stay still, the thoughts of you will sink in. Point stands, but I'm still overthinking. You know you don't really call me like you used to, but I know you try. And I've heard you've been here before, but I won't stay the same. It's just what I'm used to. Some things don't ever change. I know it's me and you, but I don't stay the same. I'm just adjusting to. Some things don't change, but I'm designed to be held on to.
Are you dancing or just trying to scoot in?
I was trying to scoot in.
My center.
So, oh man, so it was a poop show. I don't want to cuss because we want to keep this, to where everybody can hear it, but I do cuss. But for some reason, everything went wrong. Technically, about 30 minutes ago, right at like 7:30, like camera decided I'm just gonna zoom in. I couldn't reset it. It was very frustrating. And we also have a dog that is not feeling well.
Sounds like a duck.
So she sounds like a duck and doesn't move from your feet. So it's just like at my elevation. We have a 20-year-old that decided to throw a tantrum and yell before she left.
She didn't yell. She just left dramatically.
Yes, it was a very dramatic exit. So it was just like, I'm going, okay. But then I came up with this great idea of something to say about Friday. I can't think of it now. Because I was like,
you gotta write it down.
We wanted to say it Friday, not Friday Fun Day, but Shenanigan Day.
Nope.
It was going to be great.
I don't know.
Nope.
You didn't
it
share
left
it with me, so I could write it down.
Well, you weren't here, okay? You were not in the same vicinity as I was.
Flippin' Friday,
yep,
people.
We did another one. We made it to another Friday.
Yes.
And celebrate with us, because if you're watching or listening to this later, you made it to a Friday also.
Yes.
And sometimes... all the time we just celebrate the little things because it can get a little daunting out there. And like right now, I'm tired behind my eyes just because of the last hour.
I took a nap today.
Yeah, the day was pretty decent. And then the last hour just goes, no, you've had too good of a day.
So they made ribs?
Yeah. I mean, as soon as I ate ribs, everything went weird. It's like, this is too good. Like you've hit the pinnacle of awesome today, so you got to go downhill.
That's funny.
That's what I feel like. It's like, put yourself in check.
Hi, Ryan in the chat.
So, hi everyone. If you're watching, please watch. This is more fun live for us, and hopefully for you if you don't watch live. I'm not looking at your paper, and you have that's another thing. While I'm trying to figure out all the technical stuff, she's over here just filling out her paperwork. Like, it's super easy. And I'm, like, super frustrated, and I have a big hair on my microphone.
That's right. It's probably yours. Is it gray?
This is my microphone. Like, nobody else uses this microphone, so
matter.
it's probably
Hair
mine.
Travels in the wind.
Oh, I know. If you don't have... Okay, we could talk about that.
Person.
If you don't... Okay, hi. This is Sarah and Scooter podcast live thing. This is Sarah across from me.
And this is Hamburger across from me, also known as Scooter.
Yes. And here we are. So Let's get the what do they call it? Housekeeping.
potatoes. Oh, yeah.
The housekeeping out of the way.
Wait, we didn't start with our shot.
Oh, see,
Housekeeping.
I think it's called. I call it discombobulated.
Yeah, you are discombobulated. Salud.
Cilantro.
Happy Friday.
Have a shot if you want. If you don't,
Water.
don't.
It's good for you.
We should no. Okay.
You're terrible at taking shots, by the way.
I'm terrible at so many things.
It's
is
just
just
proper. Ryan asked what's in the glass. It's just proper this week.
It's proper 12 because it's a
Scooter likes it.
It's a little sweet. It's not super expensive. And
Ooh, speaking of good,
good.
so I got some
Speaking of
reposado. Speaking of delicious, I got some reposado tequila from Costco this week. It was good. It was pretty tasty. It wasn't like too sweet
oh, it really was.
because they're añejo.
Even
to me
I was
is
okay
kinda
with
sweet,
it.
But the
I was
reposado's
okay with
really
it.
good.
I tasted it a couple times.
We do more than drink. We also work.
We work.
That's it.
And then what's in I have something in my glass. Oh, I didn't bring it over.
Oh, then we could see it.
What was it called?
Hazy. Nope.
Nope.
Beach.
Something beach. I think Ryan, if you're watching, I sent you a picture of it earlier. The hazy something from Lagunitas.
Mine is pretty cup.
Yeah, she has a nice metallic cup.
That's all.
So
Yes, John. Conor McGregor.
yes, that is his. And I found out it's because of the 12th district. That's why it's called Proper 12. Yes. I did not know that. And then he actually has a actual like bar up there that I was like that they
We gotta
serve
get back to Ireland.
Yeah, we all do. Everybody should take a trip to Ireland. Let's do it as a group.
Let's go. 2024.
That's next year. All right.
Well, we need a year to plan and save, and
So cool.
it's a non-travel year because we have a kid that's a senior. Next year's a travel year,
That's true.
and then the year after that is a non-travel year again.
Yeah, we got one more,
Yeah.
I think.
Island Beats. Thanks, Ryan.
Island Beats. Yes, it's Island Beats. It's a Lagunitas, and I've never heard of it before, but we got it in some sort of, which I'm not big into getting Costco multi-packs. It's just weird to me, but this one actually had
It was
3
good.
different IPAs in it. One I knew of, the something.
A little something.
I've had that before and I do enjoy it, but it also had like some other stuff in there. So yeah, let's talk about other things besides
Yeah, let's get into our
drinking.
sponsor.
I mean, we'll do that. Oh yeah, that's our housekeeping. Always, we want to thank Lucy Zheng and Lever Consulting for making sure that this exists and that our podcast and the podcast network is up there. Make sure if you ever go and you want some help with just some planning with writing papers, if you're going to college, if you want to just help like how to structure your bank accounts, and I mean just like a lot of life skills. She's also a developmental psychologist. Well, yes, she is a doctor in that field, so she knows quite a bit of stuff, and she's one of the sweetest human beings you will ever meet.
Absolutely.
So make sure if you ever reach out and you need like a consultation or anything like that, just tell them Sarah and Scooter sent you over there. She'll hook you up with a free consultation.
Yeah.
So which is kind of nice. So thanks, Lucy.
Yeah, thanks, Lucy.
So yeah,
Or Dr. Zhang.
sorry that Dr. Zhang, like she has that, what do they call it? Imposter syndrome sometimes. She's like, I don't know how I got here, but I'm here.
Hopefully we see Dr. Zhang next month.
We're hoping to, so that's
goal.
going to be something, because she's now in the Pacific Northwest. So, everybody that we love is either down in the Central Valley or the Pacific Northwest pretty much right now.
I mean, there's sprinkles other places.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying there's
They're
more
grouped. Yeah,
more
it's a group right now.
concentrated
Yeah, I
areas
agree.
in those two places,
Yeah.
like the greater Fresno area and like Seattle, Tacoma greater area.
Yeah.
So
It's a weird
yeah.
place. And we're
Yeah.
in the middle, so, you know.
Yeah.
So, we're supposed to be
So
in
swing
this.
through.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
We're gonna move on to other things because I think the pain behind my eyes is going away a little bit.
That's good.
Woo.
Good thing. What a week in this household.
Yeah,
Let
she's
me
gonna
tell you.
she's gonna take all of these because
I'm
I
gonna
didn't
take
have a
them
chance.
all. Number one. All of them. Graduation. Our
Well,
middle,
cross that off. I put that on mine.
our little kid, our second to last, graduated, and it was very emotional. They're always emotional. If you haven't had a kid graduate yet, it's like awesome and completely sad at the same time.
Yeah.
and it's just like you're proud and sad again. So it was awesome to watch her walk and get her thing. And she's such like Scooter's DNA, which is weird because they have no shared DNA. But so she
Yeah.
walks across the stage before she gets her diploma. She literally takes a selfie with her principal in the background, and it's awesome. And we have to post it because it's so good.
Oh, maybe we'll put it on the. Let's see if I can find it on the. She said, "Oh, it's the first thing that's pulled up."
And she told us, she's like,
There's
"Oh, I'm
no
gonna
joke.
take a selfie."
I'll
Probably
put it in
mine.
front of yours.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can do it right here. Come on, focus, focus,
pretty
focus.
good.
You see that? Like that's
Yeah.
And behind her
Is her principal.
That's the principal in that
So,
picture.
she's walking across stage and she takes a selfie, and I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, super funny.
And it was also super cute because the kids' band was there, the high school band. And so every time a band kid would walk across stage, you would see the whole band with their cameras up to like the large screen taking a picture of them crossing the stage. And I was like, oh, band kid's coming up. You could tell. So that was really fun. Graduation was good. And so today was the last day of school for CJ. So last day of sophomore year, which is, again, sad, happy moment because now he's our last kid in school, in little school. I don't know what you call high school. Last kid in school, before college. So that was like happy, sad moment. What else happened this week? Oh, I got to hold my niece again, and she's so cute, and she smiles. Even when she's not farting, she just smiles because you're talking, and it's friggin' adorable. I got to hang out with my sister yesterday for dinner, and she's very funny. I have two sisters, and she is the one that's closest. She's hilarious, and so to get to hang out with her was good. She's like the female version of Scooter. So it's to hang out with both of them it's an adventure. I recommend all of you guys to attempt it.
Attempt? What do you mean attempt?
Try it. It's a lot of work.
What?
Hanging out with you two at the same time. She was chill yesterday because she hasn't been out in a while. But when they got together, when she's like got her bearings again, it is like it's a roller coaster.
Herding kittens
It is herding kittens.
in the downtown
Oh my gosh.
city area.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
And then, because of all the crap that happened this week and all the things we had to get done to get this week over with, decorating caps and making sure grades are turned in and books are turned in and computers are turned in, I was forced to take time off of work. I think I took like 3 days off this week on accident. And I'm going to try not to be stressed about it, but it's a good idea, to take days off work. Nobody should work 7 days
And
in
I
a
think
row
that's
all the time.
I think we've talked about that multiple times because it's so hard to take time off of work. It's super, how would I put it? It's super easy to take time off of work when you work for somebody else.
Yes.
But when you work for yourself, the bills don't stop.
Right.
So you got to keep working.
Right.
You got to keep doing stuff. So kudos to you, and you still made money.
Yes, I did. I worked my butt off again. The days I worked, I was in it.
I think that was, what was the last night when you paid the tab? When we paid the tab,
we took everyone a bunch of people to dinner last
yeah,
night.
like Mariah's friends and other graduates and
Yes,
stuff like that to dinner downtown. And when we paid the tab, she goes, "I worked my
Yes,
butt
I did.
off for this," and pressed.
Yes, I did. Let's tip them over 20%. I worked hard for this, dang it.
Right. So it was that's also gratifying, also not just budgeting and saving, but it's like knowing that you can work hard so you can go do something a little bit more frivolous.
Yeah.
So kudos to that.
I know I took them all, but what's your good thing this week?
Yeah, you took everything that was, I only wrote a few things down when you took them all, except for one. And it might be, it's a good thing, but it's not even bittersweet, but it's a good thing because I have chosen to leave a position.
Oh, yeah.
That is decent. It's kind of toxic, and it's a volunteer position. So I have chosen to step down.
Not return.
And not return for that position.
Right.
Because I was put in a position of leadership when really the leadership just does everything.
Right.
And that's not okay. That's toxic, especially when it's a volunteer. It's not paid. So I chose to leave that position so that I can concentrate a little bit more on my mental health and my family and being a little less aggressive.
Yeah.
we'll see how that works out.
Right. I was like, you're a little aggressive before the position,
Yes.
but it didn't help the situation.
No, it did not. So that's, I mean, it's not bittersweet. It's
Yeah.
very sweet. I feel for the people that are left that I care about still, that are still trying to make things work.
That program work, yeah.
But I do know that I have created a very strong blueprint in what we've created over the last 2 years. So if they just do what's legal, they will be fine.
Fingers crossed.
Yes, if they just follow, they don't have to follow I just set it up so it's legally has insurance, has bylaws, has all these things.
I have chosen to join that team as a different position, but I feel like it's the more fun one. Yours was not fun.
No,
like
running
the
the whole
one-
thing was
Yeah,
it was a
I
little
feel
much.
like mine's gonna be more fun than yours.
So yeah, it was a full-time job
Yeah.
with no pay,
Yeah,
and all the stress of having a management position in a sense as a full-time job with zero pay. So
Yeah.
it just was a lot. So I'm leaving that. So I'm not going to have more free time. But the other good thing on that is that it has opened up some mental health and some not just time, but because we always talk about make time to do stuff, it's opened up some availability for me to sign up to get back on the mat.
Yeah.
So we'll see how
Jiu-jitsu.
we'll talk in the next couple weeks over here and see if I actually go.
'cause I told him, I said, listen, if you're gonna sign up again, you get 7 days from when you pay the first check to show up on that mat.
It's true. So, but it looks like I'm going to be back on that, and
Yeah.
we'll see what happens over the next couple weeks.
Yay!
So
Good things.
those are good things to me.
See?
Yeah.
Good things. Oh, no. Are you ready for this one? Did you write anything down for the next one? I have 2.
For the next one,
Yeah.
Well, what's the jingle? You got to do the jingle first.
What have you been doing?
I don't know. Now do it.
Rant of the week. Rant of the week.
Rant of the week.
Yeah. We should
We should put music behind
trademark
that.
that.
I wonder if we have capabilities to write music in this house.
No, let's
We should
take
look
a
into
picture
that.
of all the crap that's behind you that you could be using to make things.
I'm hiding
where's your
them
MIDI?
with my IPA belly.
Stupid.
You can't see them behind my IPA belly. All
Right,
right.
so I have 2. I'm going to go. How many do you have?
Just one because I didn't have a lot of time.
Okay, I'm going to
I
go.
was
You go,
rushed.
then I'll go.
Oh,
Number
yes.
1.
Yes, ma'am.
The weather right now is my rant.
Oh, you old lady.
Listen, I'm from California. I'm from Central Valley, California. When it gets hot, it should stay hot. In this friggin' city we live in right now, it's like freezing at night, like heater. I say freezing, it's like below 70.
I think that's the issue we need to address.
No, I'm not done with my rant. It's heater weather at night, and then in the daytime, it's air conditioner weather. So like there's dust flying everywhere at this point now because the heater's kicking on, the air conditioner's kicking on. I don't know what to wear. I have a pair of shorts and a pair of pants on right now because my body has no idea what's happening.
So the weather today is a low of 52.
That's cold.
We're talking the coldest.
That's cold.
It's currently 66.
Cold.
And
And breezy.
it's after 8.
But what was the high today?
75.
It's okay. But like the other day, I swear, it was like
You swear, but you didn't look. Yeah,
the
but
other
you
day
can.
it was in the 80s, and then it got to like 50 at night. And I'm like, no.
You say when it
nobody
gets to
wants
50
that.
at night, it's probably like 65.
You just said 52.
That's today with the high of 75.
But I feel like that's what it feels like most nights.
I mean,
I'm
I don't
I'm
know
not
if
a
she's right.
meteorologist,
There's no
but-
way for me to. Is even a meteorologist a meteorologist? I don't know.
They just no.
Uh,
But that's my first rant.
oh.
The weather. And then last night was crazy because there was crazy thunderstorms, which I thought was odd. But you know.
The lightning. When I was coming,
pretty.
we were driving home.
Yeah.
I go, "Did you see the lightnings?" You're like, "No." And then all of a sudden
I
you
was
go,
tired.
"Whoa, that's crazy."
Yeah, the whole light blew
The whole
up.
the whole sky.
Not light blew up.
The whole
sky.
light. Yeah,
The whole sky lit up.
the whole light skied up.
It's been a week.
It's
What's
always
yours?
been a week.
What's
It's
your-
always going to be a week.
Yeah, it's true.
Mine is has to kind of piggybacks off of the good thing. The fight or the resistance and not willing to change.
Okay.
That's my biggest rant. It's like there's a lot of things that I'm a part of, and I ranted kind of similar on last week. But I think most of the time it's she changes the camera to me is every time she drinks, so I'm starting to do the same thing. So I just look at it when you see something that's functioning properly, even and it's not your idea. Why wouldn't you be willing to change? Even if it's not your idea.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be your idea. Because if it's not your idea and you use it and it's better, then next time for somebody else, you can have that idea. It could be you next time.
Right.
It could be you anytime.
Change is hard for people.
Is it?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, it is.
Freaking hard.
It's really hard. But
Not
but
that
I'm
it's
just
bad, it's
but
hard.
I just feel like when you see something, I've seen so many people forever, but especially recently when I get more involved in communities and stuff that's a little bit outside of my realm, when I see those people see like positive change and good things happening and people are giving them positive reviews and kudos, they still think there's still some people that feel like the world's against them
Yes.
and they're always having a bad day.
Yeah. But to me, that's not an issue with accepting change. That's just a mindset that the people who
Isn't not willing to change a mindset?
I guess.
That's a mindset.
But it's also a mindset of like good things don't happen.
I'm putting it to you. Your camera's going to you
Why?
because I'm going to drink beer.
But that's all I had to say. It's just your rant.
Keep talking.
If I have to keep talking, I'm gonna move on to my rant.
All right, we're back. We're back to my camera. No, it is a mindset, but it doesn't have to be. I feel over the years, you should be giving less resistance instead of more resistance. That's the whole idea of growth and becoming an adult and becoming smart and being cognizant. And because the least resistant human being should be a child.
Right.
No, the most resistant. Sorry.
I feel like that's the opposite. I mean,
They're a sponge, but they know what they like and they don't like. I hate that. I love that. But you don't even know what exists. I don't care. I hate it.
true.
I mean, that's what I mean. It was like you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
And over time, I feel like you should understand. You should be able to see I don't know what I don't know. So you should be open to not other people's opinions, but if you actually see something that changes for the positive and still resist it,
Yeah.
that's where I'm talking about. Not willing to change for those reasons.
Yeah.
When you actually see positive things happening and you still won't change.
It's a good rant. I'm okay with it.
Oh, I'm glad you approve of my feelings.
I do. I mean,
Thanks.
right now. Not always.
Why? Well, we know. We're 20 some
I feel
episodes
like
in.
your
we
rants
know.
are way deeper than mine, so I'm gonna go with my last lighthearted rant. So yesterday, we went to graduation at downtown, and in order to get there, you have to park in the parking lot downtown.
Yeah.
So all you have to do to get in this parking lot
Oh, yeah.
is hand the person your credit card or your card. They swipe it, they give you a ticket to put on your dashboard, and you park. Why are there people having whole conversations with the ticket lady when they see there's a line of people trying to get in this parking lot for an event that starts soon?
I was in that same line with in a different
Oh
car.
my gosh. I was about to just put
Yeah.
my hand on the horn. What's the conversation for? It took us half a second to get through it.
Well, you drive up, you've been in line, right? You've been in line, there's about probably 10 cars ahead of you to get into that once you get
Like
past that
6,
intersection.
yes.
But before that intersection,
Yeah.
probably like 10 cars.
Right.
Then you get there and you see a sign that says $25 for
Yes.
event parking, right? You get up there. It even has a website. You can pre-register, do all that kind of stuff. Then when you get up there, what's the question?
Right. That's what I'm trying to understand.
What's the question?
You're there for 5.
Like-
What are you asking them? I
Seriously.
don't want to pay $25.
That's not a question.
It's too late. Here
No,
we are.
you chose to get into a line because the sign is available. You can see the sign
Yes.
before the line.
Yes.
And even if you're in the line, no joke, when you're in the line and you see the sign,
You can
you
still
see it the
leave.
second time, there's 4 lanes.
Yes.
There's
You can
4.
leave.
You can leave
You can
in
leave.
4 other lanes.
Yes.
Not just like you're not cutting off traffic.
No.
There's a stoplight. There's a traffic
Yes.
light that will let you out.
Oh man.
4 lanes. So you wait to get in there. And we're not talking like 1 out of 10 people. We're talking 1 out of 2.
Yes.
Like every other person had questions.
Yes.
What's the question?
Right. Where do I park? How much is it? It's $25. We already saw the sign. Yeah, Valerie, $25. She said $25 a car. $25 per car.
Yeah.
That's actually cheap for a downtown.
Well, I'm just like, but
But the
you could.
point
That's a whole nother
why
discussion,
are we
though.
talking?
Yes, it might be expensive, but you've already chosen to go to this event.
Yes.
You're already locked in.
Yes.
If you don't want to park there, park somewhere else.
Park
That's
on the
totally
street
fine.
and walk.
That's totally fine.
Yes.
But you're in the line. You've been in the
Yes.
line for about 15 minutes.
Yes.
There's no question.
I
had my card out.
lost my mind.
I knew what I was doing. As
Yes.
she was there, I said, put 25 on this. She goes, okay, keep this on your dash.
Yes. That was it.
And she goes, you can park anywhere. Thank you.
That was it.
Boop.
It's a 30-second.
At most.
Yes.
It's
That's
like
it. It's 30
15 seconds
The
tops
longest
to
thing
me.
was waiting for the thing to print out. And that's it. You
And that was
drive off.
fast.
I was like, trying not. We weren't even late. It's not like we were late and I was
Oh, we
rushing.
weren't late.
I was just so annoyed by how long cars were up there having a conversation. Bailey said that would be Ryan. Ryan, I would murder you. I'll be honest. I was so mad yesterday. I was losing my mind.
There's no conversation to have.
Right. Park your car and come back and talk to them.
Well, I look at it this way. It's like that same person. I think I said this even yesterday. That's the same person that's like 7 people deep in a Starbucks line and a
Yes.
coffee shop line. And then when they get to the front of the line, they go,
What should I have?
I'm thinking maybe I'll have. I was like, it's on the sign.
You've
Like
had
you have the app
so
open.
much time.
You
to
can
figure this
order.
out.
I mean, and that's what gets so frustrating. Also, is like in this day and age, this happened to me at the airport. Like whenever I was coming back from Vegas. So there's this line of like 12 people outside of Starbucks, like 12, and I'm like, all I want is a drip coffee, right? So I sat in a seat, right?
Yeah.
Opened up my app, ordered it. Probably 45 seconds later
Right.
to a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Scooter. And I walk up, get my drink. The same 12 people are standing in line.
Yeah.
When all over the place it says, in a rush,
Mobile ordering.
you need to get to your flight.
Yep.
Mobile order here.
Yep.
I just don't understand, the being so. I like to be cognizant of other people's time and their money.
Yeah.
And most of the time when you're traveling or you're doing something like that, it's both.
Yes.
Right? So, I
Yep.
mean,
I have
I'm
to
on
bring
it.
up. So Valerie just
I'll
said
share
I
that.
need to invest in a parking garage.
Oh.
No, Valerie, it's
Sarah's
not
been talking about that for
not
a
a
minute.
parking garage. I'm telling you right now, it's just a parking lot in any downtown because you literally have no liability because that's what the signs are for. People, there's no cash. You don't even have to have a parking attendant. There's just a little machine that you stand up and the people pay and say, I'm in slot A4 and you move on. There is nothing you have to do there except for maybe pull weeds every once in a while. And that's it. And
I
I'm
mean-
like, I am 100% at some point in my life going to have a parking lot.
No, she's been talking about that for at least.
Oh, forever.
Well, yeah, it's been a good almost
I moved
10
to
years.
Sacramento.
Yeah, it's been about a good. Every time we park downtown, she goes, I need to buy one. I was like,
Yes.
yes, we do.
Yes.
Because there's nothing to be maintained.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I mean, the
The
machine.
lines. The lines
machine,
on the ground, the machines.
The machine, like maintenance.
Yes, that's it.
And that's it.
Oh, money. Cash, money
And
right
if something breaks, you just don't make any money.
there. Yeah,
Just go fix it.
right.
You're
like, oh, the machine's not working. I should go look at that. And that's it. Because even
Oh
if
my
people, the funny thing is, even if people are like, they park there, they don't pay, you just go check it every once in a while. You're still, the honest people, you're still making money from the honest people. And really, what are you doing? Oh, see, Ryan says the city handles the machines.
Do they?
That's what he said. Maybe I don't know. But I really want a parking lot.
Because I know the
my
city
bucket
does
list.
manage the ones that are on the street.
Mm-hmm.
The city does manage those. But if it's a privately owned
Yeah.
parking lot, I don't know.
I don't know.
But even if, maintenance on a machine, because you're raking in all that cash, like by sitting at home and doing
Right.
nothing.
But the
Well,
crazy thing is, like,
whatever.
even if you hired somebody minimum wage to sit at your parking lot to just make sure people are paying for parking, you're still making money. Especially if you're in a downtown, you're still making money.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna have a parking lot one day. It's on my list. Residual income right there.
Right, diversify.
That's
We have
right.
a podcast about that.
Yes,
Diversify. Like
absolutely.
your investments should be in high risk, low risk, and something you care about.
Yeah, I don't care about the parking lot, but I want
No, right, but that would be a low risk to me,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you should have like a high yield, low risk would be
Yeah.
would it be a
I
parking
gotta find
lot?
a city that's still up and coming that hasn't like really made their downtown yet and buy one there. It's cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta do some research. Anyways, if you guys want to invest with me, let me know. Just kidding.
Yeah, let's do this as a Sarah and Scooter podcast parking lot.
Right?
That'd be weird.
That'd be funny.
Are we doing anything else? What else you got?
That's all I got for rants. Those are my two this week.
So we have
There's
to go-
more, but that's all I have.
We
I
have to go
think.
into the thick of it.
Yes, the nitty gritty.
Advise me not.
All right. So Advise Me Not is the segment that we used to like come up with the subject that everybody crowdsources and brings it to our attention. And then we kind of look into it, research it, and do it. It has changed. It's basically something, yes, we still crowdsource it. We do ask for other people's opinions. And usually these are written down, and Scooter has no idea what they are. I talked about myself in third person.
Yeah.
Like I'm an announcer.
That's good.
But I have no idea what the subject actually is. So I'm blindsided. But also I have a strong opinion about everything.
Yes.
So it usually goes okay.
Oops. Okay, so this one's actually here's the reason I find it funny. So I started this topic because whenever I need something and it's one of those days where it's just crap, and Scooter will always come to me and say, "What do you need?" or "What can I do?" And my answer is always nothing. There's nothing you can do, right? So it started off with ways to support your partner. And then before the podcast, which is hilarious, Scooter lost his mind because things weren't working.
Yeah.
And then I was like, so every time I would say something and he would say something back, I would be taking notes. I'm like, obviously not the way to support Scooter because now he's even more mad than he was before.
We
like,
should go through these.
Don't say that.
Through these examples because I remember the conversation, and I didn't get mad, but I was very frustrated, and I felt like I expressed myself extremely sternly, but not unkind, not mean, but I was super stern.
No, he said Sarah. And I was like, listen, B, don't call me Sarah one more again. I'm going to lose my mind. But the funny thing is, so I've learned that his perfection and okay is not my perfection and okay, right? The camera to me was fine. It's fine. It's a little zoomed in. Who cares? He's like, well, your mic's gray. Who cares? No one's going to notice the mic's gray. He's like, well, you're blurry. I'm not blurry. I look perfectly fine. And I said, it's okay. It's fine. He's like, Sarah, don't say it. Stop saying it's okay.
Because this was like the fourth or fifth time
Because
she
it's
had said
okay.
that.
But it's
She
not
goes,
okay.
it looks fine to me. It's okay. And I was like, can you please? I go, Sarah, can you please stop saying that? It's not helping. That's exactly what I said. I was like, almost exactly what I said.
And
It
I
is
wrote
not
down,
helping.
stop saying it's okay. My okay is not his okay.
It's not. Like, it is not. Like, when I like to overplan, especially with this kind of stuff right here, right? So with these things, with the cameras and the buttons and all this stuff, I love to overplan because something's going to go wrong.
Right.
Something. And if one little thing out of these buttons goes wrong, cool. Or a camera stops working, cool. I'll move it over here, whatever.
Right.
So I'm prepared. So I have everything great, and then we can downgrade if we need to.
Right.
But for it not to be great right at the start, and to hear it's okay, it looks fine,
It did look fine. But that wasn't okay. for
it
him.
doesn't look fine to me, right?
That wasn't me supporting my partner by telling him it was okay. Even because in my head I was thinking, well, I want you to know I'm okay with it. Like quality wise, I think it looks fine. But that's not how to.
But you could have said that.
I think it looks fine.
No, you said according
fine.
in my opinion, it looks fine. No, it says it looks fine. Just leave it.
Right.
And I was like, no, that's not how this works.
So if I would have said, in my opinion, it looks fine, it would have been better.
No.
Okay.
I mean, it sounded better. Like if I was a good listener, it probably would have been better. but I'm not the best listener. So no, it was one of those things. It's just so I don't know what the topic is now. You advise me not as what?
It's
How to support
your partner. So we're going to talk about you and me.
ways.
We're not going to give advice on your relationship. We're going to talk about
to support
you and me here.
I'm writing things down, okay? Ways to support
Me.
Sarah.
Sarah.
Ways to support Sarah. So I can say Sarah in that statement,
Yeah,
but not
but you
other,
can't say
nowhere else.
Sarah and then words,
Ways to
obviously.
Ways to support
Sarah. My partner. I mean, friend. There's so many words you could put in there if you want to. You just can't say Sarah, comma, things.
Okay, so this is a therapy session is what we're going through.
I mean, every
It's got
episode's a
nothing to
therapy
do
session.
with it's got nothing to do with people that are
People
listening.
will get some advice from this.
How to better support Sarah. That's what this is about.
Or Scooter. No, but I think again, my first takeaway is pretty big. Your partner's okay isn't you're okay. That's a pretty big one.
Maybe that's what this should be.
No. I already gave it a name.
All right, that's the name. Ways
Yes.
to support Sarah. And then do you
And-
have it written down to where your partner's okay is not
Yeah, it's
your
right here.
Okay. As long as
Stop
you write that
saying
down,
it's
because I
okay.
want to put that in the description because
Okay.
that's important. That one I really like. Now I'll probably title it Ways to Support Sarah
Yeah.
because I think that's funny.
We should all support Sarah.
Yes, we should.
So I've learned with Scooter, one, stop saying it's okay. That's the biggest one so far.
It's kind of like when I say to you, you should probably calm down.
But you've never said calm down. You
No.
say stop. You say, Sarah, stop. And that is worse. That's table flipping right there at its best. Don't ever say that to
Ooh,
Sarah.
I'm laughing so hard I'm getting an ab workout.
Whew, okay. But I've learned when Scooter's going through something, whether it's his creative side's kicking in, whether it's he's sad, upset, whatever it is, whatever emotion that he's going through, he needs this weird balance of he needs space, but he also needs you in his space. And there's a very fine line. Very fine line.
I need
Because
you. Yeah.
When he has the space,
I could see that.
especially when it comes to music, if he's in a mood where it is music oriented, he wants his space to discover the music, but he also wants you to appreciate whatever he's listening to as much as he does. And if you don't, you are no longer on his side. You're on the dark side.
It's kind of like, how do I put it? Especially on the creative side. So let's say I am in the creative, what do they call it? Moment? The creative, what is the word?
Whirlwind. It's a creative whirlwind is what it is.
I'm in
If
the
you're a
creative
non-creative
moment.
person, it's a creative whirlwind.
Yeah, and when you're going through your creativity and you're very passionate about it and you're in the moment, like the creativity is like
Yeah.
right in front of your nose and you're just pummeling through it. Yes, you want the other person not that close
Right.
to the project, but you want them in the crowd as a fan.
Right.
So when you decide to go, whoa, oh my God, look at this and listen to this, it's like especially if as a creative person, if you need that validation because you trust this person. That's
Right.
your partner. So when I write a lick or something like that and I'm playing over here and I'm doing this stuff and I'm writing it for something, I was like, did you hear that? How many times I've said that?
Yes.
So many times. I was like, did you hear that? And she goes, yes, honey, I heard that. I was like, no, but did you hear the? I was like, yes, I heard. I was like, that's not a fan. I mean, to me, it's like sitting down at a rock concert in the way back and talking to your friend. That's not a fan.
But the hard thing is, I feel like we're gonna do tangent here. The hard thing is that when it comes to music, I don't get excited about music the way you do, and when I don't, you assume that I'm not like your biggest fan.
You're right.
And it's like I don't know how to be this woo person when it comes to what you want me to do because that's not never ever been me. And then you get upset that I'm not more excited. I'm like, no, it sounds really good. He's like, obviously not. I'm like, what? I said it sounded good. I mean, I just listened to it 14 times in a row. It sounds good.
Oh, that makes it even sound better. Like I've just listened to it the 14 times in a row. Yeah, and I feel like that's where it kind of comes out as, and I'm not saying you're doing it wrong. What I'm saying is there's a creative, if you're if you're a creative person, or let's just say more, if you're not a creative person, or you're more of a structured person or analytical person, those types of things. If you have a creative human in your life, they need that validation from you because they trust you.
Right.
And they find that person, at least this is just my experiences. I'm not saying anything about anything that's psychoanalyzing anything.
Right.
But from my experience, we trust you to be their ear,
Right.
or their eyes, or, so, and when they get in their creative space and they get in their creative space with you present, that means they can have their creative space with you, which is rare.
Right.
Because most creative people, especially if they're not with another creative person, find their own space somewhere else away from that person. But if they can find somebody that supports them in that system, then they want to share it with that person every time. And I feel I have that in me over the last decade with you. Anytime I travel without you, I look up and see something and go, oh my gosh, Sarah would think this is so cool. And she goes, oh, that's nice. And I'm like, that's her form of loving it. So I go, okay.
Because in person, I'm the same way. It's not like it's not like when you're gone and you send me something, I have a different reaction than when I'm with you and we see something cool. We were in Vancouver and you're like, this is so cool. Look at this building. I'm like, yeah, it's real cool. And you're like, that's it. I'm like, I don't know what to.
I was like, don't you see how like the building, it twists on here and has this thing cut out here and you can see through it into the.
I gotta see it.
You can see the skyline in the back, and I was like,
cool.
you're like, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
I
cool.
was like, I don't think you're. Then we're walking down this thing. It's like, do you not see all the cherry blossoms? If you line them all up, it's like this huge, endless row of cherry blossoms. Yeah, I saw that.
It's cool.
I'm like, oh. These are all current things that I'm talking about.
Did you chat?
Oh, so people are chatting.
Ryan
read the
said
chat.
he's the same way as you. Number one.
Oh no.
John said.
Sorry.
John said, "Controllers unite. You can't win, but don't you dare stop trying. But don't try too hard. Our ladies deserve medals for putting up with us." Yes, we do.
But what the hell's a medal gonna do?
I don't know. Vacation. We deserve a vacation.
Every time and that's another rant.
You can't rant. We're not. on
Okay,
rant.
but I was
We're
just like,
advising
that's
you.
another thing. It was like, but also we don't. I love your comment. I really, really do, because they deserve way more. They deserve like daily appreciation and homage. But I'm looking at it as like, we have a reward mentality for some reason. And every year that I volunteer and take, like, we're talking probably,
It's just a rant.
yeah, probably at least thousands of hours of my time.
Okay.
Right. Per year. And for volunteering for different projects, I get plaques.
Yeah.
I don't want a freaking medal.
Right.
I want you to appreciate the work that I did and maybe like do the things I asked you to do.
Yes.
That's it. That's all.
Yes.
That's probably, let's say, that you're learning how to support me.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna keep going.
oh, because I was going to say ways to support Sarah. I still have, I don't know.
It's okay. I'll give you some answers. Okay. So for you, I've also learned that you want someone to ask you what's going on.
You are a listener.
I am a listener.
I am not.
You want someone to know you want someone to ask you what's going on. Before you, and if you don't, you'll come tell me what's going on, but you would prefer me to come to you and be like, I see something's different. What's happening?
True.
Yes, that is definitely who you are. And I try, but you are more verbal than me. And so sometimes by the time I realize something's going on, you've already told me. And then later I'm just like, so you're still not good. It's one of those things that somebody posted. It was like the Princess Diaries where the girl was like, yeah, at least you have your dad. And the girl's like, it's been 2 months. You're not over that yet? Because her dad had passed away. And I was like, sometimes I have that issue where I'm just like, all right, Ham, it's been like 2 months. And I know you were upset because this didn't happen, but we're still on that. And I know it's terrible. But sometimes I have that like perception of that and it comes out completely wrong. So I'm trying to get better at asking you what's going on when I see that something,
Right.
like your face looks different. I know it sounds
Like right
weird.
now.
Well, I just ignore that right now. So the other thing that's interesting is knowing when to vent versus giving advice. I had to teach Scooter this
we've talked
a
about
lot
this
with his
before.
sister, a lot
Yeah.
with people, because he's an advice giver versus a vent listener.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, is big, because a lot of the times you're not a venter. You're more of I'm talking to you because I need a perspective. Most people aren't that way, but you are I'm telling you this right now because I want your perspective. I'm not trying to vent. I just want a perspective from you. And that isn't the norm for most people.
Really?
No. Most people just want to vent. They don't, because you give them advice and you're like, I didn't ask you. But you truly,
If you're venting to me, then why are you venting to me?
because they just want to get it off their shoulders.
Well, then put on a recording, talk to your stuffed animal, yell at a screen.
He's gotten better, like way better.
And I'm just going anti, but I was like, but I really, that's my default. My default is if I'm going to express myself to somebody, I want opinions.
Right.
I want ideas.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm looking to learn. I'm looking to go understand what's going on with me so that maybe we can do something different.
Right.
I'm not a venter.
A lot of people aren't that way though.
And I don't understand that very
I know.
well. So I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm against it and
No.
have a brick wall to it. What I'm saying is by default,
Yeah.
I'm not there.
I will literally start a conversation with him and say, I don't want advice. I'm just here to vent. And he says, okay. And then he sits back and listens. But if I don't say that, it's like a combination of both. Like if you give me advice, I'm not going to be annoyed because obviously I didn't specify which one I want. So I'm obviously there for either. But there are times where I'm just like, listen, I just need you to listen.
Got it.
Don't give advice.
If you tell me that,
I know.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Like I can flip that switch.
So if
That
you have a
just tell
conversation
me, I
with
was
Scooter
like,
and say, this is a vent session.
I was like,
it's better.
I'm not really looking for advice. Just I need to talk to you about something. It's like, cool.
Right.
Now then I have like I'm sitting in a lecture.
Right.
And I go, okay, I'm going to sit and take notes.
Right.
So I can kind of better understand you as a person and
Yes.
get to know you and that's totally fine.
Yeah.
But if you don't tell me that, I
Right.
default
I'm going to give you advice
Well,
because that's why you're here.
because you gave me information.
Right.
Do you not? I mean, I don't understand. It's you laugh, but and you laugh because I laugh about it too. But we laugh because it's so uncanny to talk to a person that has a different personality than you because you don't understand why I always default to that.
Right.
Right. So I don't understand why you always default to just listening.
Right.
Or just venting.
Yes.
It's like that's confusing to
Right.
me. And it has been for a long time.
Yeah. I'm a listener. I'm a huge listener. I can listen for hours without ever giving anybody advice. And let's just say, what do you think? What should I do? I'm like, okay, now they want me to give advice. I'm a big listener. That's just who I am. That's my default.
And I'm a good listener also, but I listen with the intent of fixing the problem.
Yeah. And I think the funny thing is, between the two of us, that's the issue. I'm here listening, and he's assuming that once he's done talking, I'm going to give some kind of feedback that's going to help the situation. And I'm like, oh.
All right.
You wanted
I'll
something.
vent and I'll say something. And she goes,
sounds
okay.
good.
And then leaves. I'm like, what just happened?
He's like, so you have no opinion on this. I was like, oh, I didn't know I was supposed to.
Or I was
thought
like,
just
I was
listening.
like, how many times in a day I go, so you're leaving?
Yeah.
Right. I was like,
oh, no, I thought you
we're
were done
talking,
venting.
then done talking, and she just walks upstairs. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I wanted to know. Yeah. So I think that goes that way also. And yeah, I can see that. That's definitely who I am. People that know me. I was like, but I also have good friends that I like their advice.
Right.
And I like people's advice. That's just who I am.
Right.
I really do like people's advice.
Yeah.
I don't like people that complain about things that they did to themselves. That's a big problem for me. But if I'm going to somebody specifically, because I don't vent to people I don't want advice from.
Right.
I just don't. It's none of their business to
Yeah.
me. Like I'm not going to complain about certain things if that person, I don't respect their opinion for that reason.
Right.
So when I vent to you, I respect your opinions on everything.
Yeah.
And then when I don't get it, I'm kind of like,
Was she
I don't know
listening?
what to do.
Right.
Like, I went to a person, I confided in them.
They just
and-
listened to me.
And they just, I think they heard what I said.
Oh man.
All right. So, ways to support Sarah.
I'm still not done with mine.
Okay, keep going.
chat.
So this is about you telling me about me.
And then you're gonna tell me about me.
I know I'm gonna have like one thing.
Then I'll tell you what to do.
Jeez.
So Ryan said, "Dear diary," when someone just wants to vent.
Yes.
Yes, it's like that, but you're
Just
still
say
a
that.
person.
No, but you shouldn't say. But,
No, that's why you say I'm just here to vent. I guess it's this, but it's better than saying dear
but that,
diary.
yeah, but seriously, like what they
diary
call
sounds
it? No, not
condescending.
dear diary. Also, but what they call it? What was the paper one where you submitted it into the paper, into the newspaper
I
back in
wanna
the
say Joan.
day?
Abby.
Dear Abby.
Yeah.
It's very similar to Dear Abby, but the difference is when you go to Dear Abby, she gives you advice.
But that's what you're.
Boom.
You're not writing Dear Abby to vent. You're
Boom.
writing for advice. It's an advice column. It's literally the name of it. All right. Then John says, "Men have to fix stuff. You don't get to vent. What do you need from me?" Too bad, John. Listen to the vent session.
I mean, I can see where you're coming from, and I see that stigma, and I fit in that stigma, very much so. But that's not everyone, because we have a son that's not like that.
Yeah, my older brother's not that way. My older brother's a listener, and then Becca's a fixer.
Yeah,
She's
so
like, if you come to me with something, I'm assuming you want me to fix something.
Yeah, and that so with my experience with people, it's not a gender thing. It's a how you fit in your family unit and how you fit in your relationship unit, which friend you are, because definitely Rebecca's the one who's like, you need $300?
Right.
Okay. All right, you need a ride?
Right.
All right. It's like, no, I was just saying
telling
that
you.
my car was, I was
Yeah.
like, where do you need to go?
Right.
And I'm like,
You
no.
can come borrow my car for 3 days.
I was like, I
Here
have
we
one
go.
set aside.
Right.
Here you go. And I'm like, no,
I
that's
was
not
just
what.
telling you what's happening.
Just telling you. And then on the flip side, Matthew B is like, oh man, that really sucks.
Right.
I was like, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Right.
And
He's
you're
a
like,
listener.
but you're going, can I borrow your car?
Listeners are kind of oblivious sometimes. Like, you have to be direct. If you want if you want advice from me, if you want something from me, I'm gonna need you to tell me, because otherwise I'm just assuming you want to listen. And
Yeah.
and you're opposite. You're like, if you're telling me something, I'm gonna assume you want advice, so I'm going to give it to you. So sometimes we have some issues with that.
Well, I mean, but I think you start to learn that
Yeah.
over the years. And I think as you become more open about it,
Yeah.
we can understand it.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
All right. So I've learned also to know that if he's in a mood, there's going to be a little bit of like, he's going to hurt my feelings. It's true. And it's not intentional,
because I'll call you Sarah.
because you call me Sarah, because you get really short, because you're annoyed. And then I try to help, and now you're annoyed that I'm trying to help because you know I have no idea what I'm doing and I can't actually help you do what you need help with. You're
So
like,
why are you trying to help then?
because your face says because you're venting to me about an issue. And so I'm like, well, he's not a venter. He's an advice needer. So I'm like,
That's
do
true.
you need help with something? And you're like, no. I'm like, okay.
Well, it's not
then
that
why
I
are you
don't
telling
need
me?
help with something. I do need help with something, and I know you can't help me.
Right. So I know
And
in
I
that
think,
moment.
and that's what bums me out. Is like, it really does bum me out when I actually do need help, and the most brilliant person that I know actually can't help me in that situation.
But here's the thing. I could help you. You don't want me to help you.
Oh, that's,
I could have
Good point.
easily done the same thing you did and Googled how to fix that stupid camera.
it still didn't work.
in
Whatever
right. I could have done the exact same thing you did.
picking up my arm, because it's like, if you guys see me picking up my arm,
Gross.
it's like it's peeling.
But I've
It's
learned
peeling
that
from a really bad sunburn just on my right arm.
I know that in that moment when you're frustrated and annoyed, I'm going to take a little bit of a punching, and I have to be okay with it.
That's not okay.
It
So
is,
that,
but-
that makes me feel abusive.
it's not an abusive thing. You
No.
don't. It's
I need
the-
to change my ways.
Which you're not. It's fine. But
Whoa.
because everyone does it. When you're upset and the person around you who you love the most is there and they're trying to be supportive, and now that's annoying you. Their supportiveness is now annoying you, how supportive they are.
hard.
And you're like, stop being supportive, Sarah. It's not okay. Like, there's that moment where the other person knows, okay, I've done what I need to do. I've asked if you needed help. I've listened. You don't want my advice because I already told you it's okay. And I'm going to be like, I'm not going to have my feelings hurt this time. So I'm going to take a step back and let you do what you need to do.
Wow. Do you know what sucks about this is
It's all right. Just kidding.
No, what sucks about it is she is absolutely right. 1,000%. But a lot of times I don't know that it hurts you.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't. No, okay.
And I think that's where
I think there's
that bumps me out even more because you've gotten to the point where you can not show me that it hurts you.
But okay,
and that's,
but you have to understand though, when I
isn't
say
isn't that like marital
no
abuse 101?
No, because here's the difference. You hurting my feelings in a moment is different than you truly hurting me. Because when you hurt me, I will say, don't do that again. Don't ever do that again because you just truly hurt my feelings.
It's been years since I've heard
right.
that one.
That's what I'm saying. So when you do those
that'll
things,
hurt you to your core.
When you do those things where you're just like, I know you're annoyed because you're a human being and you get annoyed and upset by being poked like the bear, even though it's a helpful bear. That part doesn't hurt me. I just know that you're hurting. So you're going to push back and I'm going to be like, okay, then I'm going to stop. Yeah. But if you truly hurt my feelings, understand 100%, you're going to know that you just hurt my feelings.
It has happened.
Yes.
It's been many years, but that was scary.
Yeah. No.
And nothing will, if you truly have a partner that you adore and you love, and that it's like when that person, you hurt that person and they tell you that you hurt them, their whole demeanor in their eyes changes. Yeah. It's a whole different person. And when you can't recognize that person anymore, you need to do some work.
Yep.
And I think that's when you don't see that the eyes, the look, the soul is gone.
Yeah.
That's my scariest. That's one of my scariest moments, Yep. I have dreams about it.
I know. I mean, recent ones.
Yeah, I wake up.
You're mad at me. I'm like, no.
And she's not mad at me. She just doesn't care. I have those are my nightmares these days. Is like I'll have dreams that it's not that she hates me or she's yelling at me. She's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
It's worse.
So much worse. Because I'm a strong believer that the opposite of love is not hate. It's complacency.
Right.
So if somebody's like, meh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd rather you hate me.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
I would feel like if somebody falls out of love and is just complacent, like I could care less if you're in my life or not. It's like that hurts so much worse.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been one of those things. But that's some issues that I deal with.
All right, so you ready to learn how to support me?
And obviously, I'm gonna need another drink for that.
Do you want to take a drink break?
We can, but we can't put the show on pause. So we will put this to a commercial break, and we will talk about what would we like to talk about. All right. No, I don't know.
I mean, I can go pour beers, and you can chat. Here, you can chat about how to support me. What you figured out.
But are you gonna be able to hear me? Because you're gonna come back and go, listen, that is not. Because I wrote down nothing. Okay.
Better wing it.
So here's my glass. I'm drinking this, and I'm sorry for the viewers that really are here and listeners are for Sarah. I understand.
Drink the beer.
Our demographic, literally. Okay.
Oh, Era has a good question. During the drink break, she has a good question.
This is a
drink break question.
Oh, drink break question. Okay, so we're taking a commercial break. So it is just me. I apologize. I have 3 screens and none of them have the chat up. There it is. Can someone tell me the difference? Okay, this is a question from Ariel Matar. Can someone tell me the difference between a mead and a cider during the drink break? So this is a drink break. All I know is cider is more fruit-based, and I know mead is more like honey and fermented. I know mead is more honey-based and more plant-based than fruit. Am I wrong with that? Because I know mead is made from honey. It's fermented like fermented honey. Yeah. We've had mead, so that's why mead can be kind of thick, which I don't like it thick. It's kind of gross.
Mead's thick? I've never had a thick mead.
Thick mead. Yeah, we've had mead. I've had mead twice. We had the one in Ireland. Was it Ireland?
Yeah.
That one was not thick.
No, it was light.
Yeah, but I've had mead in, I think this area, there's some meaderies and stuff like that.
Meateries.
That's literally what they're called. That is kind of thick, and I'm like, I feel like they didn't ferment it long enough. Like
Yeah.
it's like they're trying to rush it. Ciders, all I know is ciders is kind of closer to a wine or champagne.
Yeah, that's true. It's all fruit. No, cider is all fruit based. It just
Yeah,
depends
it's
on
like
the fruit.
fermentation,
Yeah.
and then the other one's more of a sweet honey
Yeah.
fermentation. From what I understand, I am not a connoisseur of any of this. I'm just an enthusiast.
I have to bring Peter on. I almost called him Pete. Peter on.
Peter on?
Yeah.
That
That's a funny
sounds
name.
like a superhero. Hi, I'm Peter on.
All right, shot break.
So we have a pretentious, and I love him to death, but he can be pretentious because he does know a lot of nerdy stuff.
I said shot
Named
break.
Peter. So please come on the show, my dude.
And then I'll tell you how to support
I have
me.
to sneeze.
Oh no.
It's Lanchava.
Let's keep it on you. So you can
I didn't know
watch
we were
the
getting this. That's a second shot.
That's fine. It's Friday. All we have tomorrow is yoga in the park at 9 a.m.
Did you try and do another hazy?
Yeah, I poured the same one you already had.
Oh, goodness.
You didn't specify.
I didn't. And thank you very much.
You're
For
welcome.
pouring me a beer.
You're welcome.
Shut up and say thank you.
Jesus. Sorry.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so here. Ways to support Sarah.
Yep.
Shut up and say thank you.
Oh, 100%.
That's a big mantra of it was just kind of came out because it was like that is a big deal. Was that be humble, sit down.
Mm-hmm.
It's important, and that's something that I didn't. That's something that had to be learned by me with Sarah. If somebody's doing you a favor, even though they're not doing it as good as you feel you would do it, or not doing it in the same timeline as you,
Yep.
if it's a favor, just say thank you.
Yes.
Like when she says shut up, don't say anything else.
No.
You don't have to.
No.
You don't have to say thank you, but
I wish you would have. Well, then B, do it yourself.
I could have just said thank you
Right.
and move on,
Yeah.
right? So that's been something I will always be working on, okay? Because, I just punched a mic.
Yeah. It was
Was it loud?
no, it's fine.
Oh. Because I'm trying to like make these mics like dead to sound, and it's really hard in a dining room. I really have, because I get put in charge of a lot of things, but then when I take charge, people just they stop listening. I'm like, you put me in charge, then I asked you to do something, and you didn't do it. I'm like, you're the one that put me in charge. Like, I don't understand. So I get confused by that. So I think that's kind of that's another way here. But when it comes to supporting you, it's like, shut up, say thank you.
Okay.
What is that noise?
Yeah, they're playing games. It's fine. They're excited.
What is it?
There's kids at our house and they're playing games in our room, so it's fine. They're playing Smash Bros.
Oh, okay. I was like, it just sounded like it.
I
Literally
drowned
sounded
it
like
out. I come from a family of 5 siblings. I don't even notice noise anymore.
it sounded like murder.
No, it's not like
People
people playing Smash Brothers.
Who plays Smash Brothers like that?
Boys. I mean,
Y chromosomes with
right.
that don't know how to
right.
shower.
They shower fine. Anyways, we're getting off topic. How else do you support me?
How else?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like because
Air your frustrations. Let's work this.
because it's different every day.
Yes.
And I think that's what gets me not frustrated, but kind of I feel defeated. I don't feel frustrated because I don't get upset that I
Right.
can't support you. It's more like, I tried.
Yeah.
And I think it's like there are some days where I'll come and talk to you and you want to talk to me about everything.
Yes.
And then, well, let's say days. There's some hours
Right.
that I come to you and you're like, okay, so can I tell you about this? I was like, yeah, that's why I came up here. And blah, blah, blah. She goes there and I said, and she goes, what do you think I should do about that? I was like, oh, okay. She wants advice. Then at the end of the other ones, I was like, oh man, that sucks. And then we walk away. And then other times, I'll go up there and I go, how's your day? Fine.
Yeah.
And we're talking, this could be hour to hour.
Yes.
So I feel I'm doing okay when it comes to supporting you because I don't give up.
Yeah.
I still keep showing up. I still keep coming up and say, hey, do you need anything?
Yes.
I still take your cups and your plates and
Yes.
stuff from your desk.
He is my busser
Like
from my office. It's wonderful.
I mean, anything that's on her desk that was lunch related, breakfast, whatever, I will make sure that gets taken care of.
Yes.
I don't clean that desk because God forbid she'll lose
No
something
one
if
should
I
clean
clean
that
it.
desk.
And I don't mean like it's not gross.
No,
I'm
it's
just
post-it
saying
notes.
Post-it notes and papers and stuff like that. And other people that are in our industry totally probably understand those types of things. So I keep doing that, and that's when I check in and go up there, and then I'll make something for my lunch, and I go, hey, do you want me to heat you up some too? Sometimes it's yes, sometimes it's no. But I feel like the best way to support you is keep asking the question. Is there anything I can do for you? Because there are some times she says yes.
Yes.
She goes, hey, could you get me a Topo Chico? I was like, yes, I can. I feel like I am Superman right now. I can supply something that this woman wants that's doing such a badass job. It is like, seriously, that's how I feel.
So here's what I'm going to say. You're very mission oriented, right?
Yes.
So if I have a mission, you're good to go. Here's where I get lost
no.
sometimes.
Where you need more support.
Yes. When
Taking notes.
it's when I'm already doing something and you're like, I could do that. I know you can. I know you could have done this, but now I'm in it. So I'm not going to stop doing it because now you could have done it. You know what I mean?
I do.
And that part's hard because it's like, can I help you? And I'm like, well, there's things around the house that have to be done. And I don't want to have to give you a list of things because then I'm feeling naggy.
But I could have. I
Right.
just look at this like I think in a relationship
I thought I'm yelling.
on a daily basis. No, the people can probably hear you now.
Okay, good.
I feel like there's a difference between nagging and somebody expressing what their mental goal is, because there are some days where the house needs to be cleaned. Like it's my mission.
Yes.
And I will assign people. I mean, you've seen me. I'll go, okay, CJ, you're doing this. Brian, you're doing this. You're doing this. Like, that's my goal of the day. You don't express yourself that way. You just start going.
Yes.
Right? And that's when we're like, oh, that's her mission today. It's like, she wants to get the kitchen clean. I was like, okay, I can see that. She didn't say anything about the kitchen.
Right.
I do it verbally. Right? I was like, I'm going to take care of the kitchen today.
Yeah.
I think we should get this and do that. You just start going. And then I go, hey, can I help you with the kitchen? And you go, no, I got it. I said, well, I could have helped.
Right.
And you go, I know I could have helped.
Right.
You could have helped. It's just a different.
It's because I think the hard thing is like, by the time, please understand this. I am not a cleaner. I'm not. I'm not an organized, everything should be clean kind of person. I just don't live my life that way. So if I've gotten to the point where I'm putting our laundry away, or now I've cleaned the kitchen, like deep cleaned the kitchen, or I'm doing something, it's because or I'm tearing down boxes in the garage. It's because it's been so long that no one's done it that now I'm just like, my headspace can't take any more clutter. When I'm so used to clutter that I can't take any more clutter, like I can't. You know what I mean? Like at that point I have to do something, and I don't want to put that on everyone else. So I'm just like, well, I'm going to get up and do it. And then people are like, Mom, or like you or the kids, like, Mom, I could have done that. I know you guys could have done it. It could have been done 3 days ago. But at this point, I can't stop doing it now because to me, it has to be done now, because now it's been however many days and no one's done it, and now it's bothering me.
And I think where we come down to is everybody has, this is just what I foresee is like, I see is everybody has different limits.
Yes.
On different things.
Yes. Your okay is not my okay.
Right.
Right.
And when it comes to, because I know we're bougie and whatever, but every 2 weeks we have somebody that cleans our kitchen and the 3 bathrooms.
Yes.
Otherwise,
I don't want to.
Well, yeah, and we do that. And my frustration is she usually comes out on Monday, and I lose my mind when by Wednesday the kitchen's dirty.
Yes.
I was like, why? I don't understand it in my brain, because I know me personally, I probably use, like, by that point maybe 3 plates that I put in the dishwasher.
Yeah. And I think but I think that the thing to understand is it's not that the kids are messy. If the kitchen's dirty, it's usually because I've cooked and then I don't want to clean it up.
No,
And the way the kids clean is not like a cleaner.
no.
They do dishes. They don't clean.
I mean, there's still food in the sink.
Right.
There's food on clean
Right.
dishes.
So then it gets to the point where again, now the kitchen is a mess because no one actually wipes down counters except for the cleaner or me or you if you're like, I see that she's really annoyed that the kitchen's not cleaned up.
We can rewind a little bit, but the first person who actually scrubbed every grout line in that kitchen was me.
Right. That's
Fact.
been a minute.
Right.
It's not a consistent thing.
No, it's
right?
not.
But I think when it's
Because
like
my okay is different than your
Right.
okay, and yours sometimes is longer than mine,
right.
and sometimes mine's longer than
Right.
yours. But we don't know how to tell each other I've hit my limit.
Right. I agree.
So, yeah,
Yeah, so I don't know if that made any
that
difference.
that didn't help. That didn't go. It's like how to ways to support Sarah. Still don't know. Do things before
I do them.
and we don't know when that's gonna be.
No,
Okay,
that's it. Do things before I do them.
because it's kind of like it's also comes. It comes back to. I mean, this. If you are, I don't know how to, and I don't want to make this, male female because it's not a male female thing, but it is traditionally.
Yeah.
So when you are if your partner is a strong, self-sufficient, can do everything by themselves person, how do you support that person?
right.
And that was kind of we've since the beginning has been very difficult
Yeah.
in that area because I like to support. I also like to be in charge.
Yeah.
But I like to support also. And establishing that kind of communication with somebody who can do it by themselves and do it very well is very hard because you don't know how to tell them, I want to do this for you.
Right.
Instead of, I can do this.
Yeah.
And they're like, yes, I know I can too.
Right.
I've been doing it for myself all these years.
Yeah.
Who are you to, I mean, and that's not, I'm not saying that's where you come from, but I was just saying
But that was where I was coming from.
yeah, but
at the beginning.
and I feel like we're still getting to those points. I
Yeah.
was like, cause I know that I can clean this house and make it spotless. I know I can.
Right.
You've been to my apartment in Tacoma and it was always spotless. It's just the way I was. I had to put everything in order. So here, and since we've been having this relationship over almost 12 years now, understanding where the breaking point is very hard to understand.
Yes. Because it's a moving target.
Because and I'm like, I'm trying to go, okay, there's a lot of clutter in this house. Like, why is that bag of donation clothes still like,
there.
and I'm pointing at it, it's still there.
I'm with you. Why are the box of cups still there? Why is the garage still not cleaned out? There's so many why.
I agree with you.
Yes.
And I was like, hey, let's get somebody to come get it. It's like, no, we can just take it all to the dump. But it's like, yes, we can. When are we going to do that? Well, I'm busy.
But the issue
let's
is
look at it that way.
No. We literally paid someone to clean out the whole garage.
2 years ago.
But then like 2 months later, it was completely full again of just stuff. I hate stuff. I hate things.
Well,
I'm not a stuff person.
I'm not a stuff person. I'm
You're 100% a stuff person.
I'm a treasure person. One man's stuff is another man's
You are the
treasure.
most stuff person I've ever known. You love things.
Well, I'll tell you right now, if you ever come to my house and there's an instrument that you want to play, I've got it.
Right.
If there's a game you want to play, I've got it.
But you're not a stuff person.
Nope.
Right.
I'm a treasure
Okay.
person. I collect treasures.
I don't like things. I'm about to literally get rid of everything in my closet except for like 4 items of clothing that I wear because I don't like how many things are in the closet right now.
I do understand
don't
where
like
you're coming
things.
from.
Which is
And I
weird.
think mine is
Off
more
topic again.
mine is things residual. Like, it's not the games that are in the way. It's all the boxes the games came in. It's not the equipment I have. It's all the boxes the equipment came in.
It's a combination.
If you go out there,
The left-hand side of the garage is boxes. The right-hand side of the garage is stuff.
no, it's boxes and games. It's boxes and games.
No, the crazy thing is the boxes are on the shelves.
That's true.
The boxes are okay. It's everything in the middle.
We have like water.
Right.
What are those water coolers?
Yes.
That we've never used. We have two.
We did never use them.
We never used them. You guys need a water cooler?
Stuff.
10-gallon.
We're a stuff household.
bought
That
'em,
drives
never
me
used 'em.
bananas because I'm not a stuff person. Anyways, I think we talked this to death.
Ways to support
I
Sarah.
think you guys all know how to support me.
How? We still don't know. It's a
Do it
moving
before
target.
I ask you.
Know what she's gonna do
it
before she does
I
it.
do it.
And it's, I mean, how do you put it? That's the broad way to say it, but it is true.
Yeah. And also know that if you ask me, is there anything I can do? The answer is going to be no.
She's always gonna say no.
It's always going to be
just
no.
do.
Right.
But there
Just
are
guess.
But there are a lot of times that I ask because you're not doing well in here,
Yes.
in your emotional space.
Yeah.
And that's when I usually ask. And I was like, are you doing okay? And you go, no,
No.
I'm not doing okay. I said, is there anything I can do?
Nope.
And there isn't.
No.
But I'm hoping that knowing that I'm just like there
Yeah.
anyways, I got you.
Right.
Right. So when you decide to crash, I got you.
Yeah.
Those are the times you can't hug her.
No, we don't do hugs when I'm sad. I'll just cry more.
We'll just,
Hugs bring tears.
yeah.
Bosses don't cry, as Mariah says.
Who said that?
Mariah.
Mariah said bosses don't cry.
Bosses don't cry.
She's the one that cries more than anybody in this
I know.
house.
That's what she said yesterday. Bosses don't cry. And she was in tears.
As she's crying.
She's in tears all day yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know if we advised anybody, but it was a good. It was
Well,
good.
it's one of those things. Do we have any? I mean, if you guys have anything to chime in about these kind of topics, like where you're from, how you can be supported, how your partner can support you,
Yeah.
how you express to your partner.
Or even better, have the conversation with your partner.
Well,
And
yes.
then let us know how it goes.
And I think if you want us, if you want us to talk about it, that's cool too.
Yeah.
But this literally, I hate using that word anymore, but this is why we started this conversation, or started this, is so that maybe it would spark a conversation with others, because us doing this as a recording or doing it live sparks a conversation with us
Right.
that we don't take enough time in our schedule to do it.
Right. This is literally our therapy. We
Yeah.
talked about it the other day. It saves us $200 a week to come here and talk to you guys about our issues that we've had during the week.
It's really true.
It is what it is.
We, because I want to talk about these all the time, and she does too. But we're like, okay, then we don't make any money.
Yes.
Then we don't spend time with the kids. Then
Right.
we're not doing this, and we're not doing all this other stuff.
Right.
We're not traveling to see other awesome humans
Yes.
on the planet. So
Do you want to? So I have a bonus round question.
okay, but
Two of them.
Oh, I should probably give you these. Do you have bonus round button?
No.
Oh, I should give that to you.
Yeah.
But I have a sneeze and it still won't come.
Pepper. No. Bonus round. Big nostrils right there. So Ryan said, before I answer this, that Bailey said they've had to learn that their idea of quality time is very different. Yes. Okay. Before I go to this, so me and Scooter can hang out. Literally, we
Advise me not.
We can go to dinner and hang out for hours. And then if I come home and be like, man, it's midnight and I'm tired, he's like, so you don't want to hang out with me? I'm like, what the F have we been doing for the last 3 or 4 hours?
Oh, so you're talking about, you're going to bring up last night, like now?
I mean, yes,
Dang.
because I'm going off of quality time. So Scooter's like, but I always want to hang out with you. And I'm like, that's awesome. I cannot sleep past 6 a.m. So no matter what time we go to bed, I'm up at 6. So I'm like, we've been hanging out for hours, but now that it's time to go to bed, you're like, so you don't want to hang out with me? I'm like, what have we been doing? We talked even just by ourselves. We sent the kids home early. We still hung out by ourselves.
Really?
He's like,
here's
so you're done.
here's the experience that happened last night. We even pissed off people.
No, we didn't.
We pissed off our oldest daughter in the
Oh,
house.
that's true.
But that's pretty easy sometimes.
That's daily.
Yeah. So we did take not all of them, but like all the close realm of kids, and there was a lot of chaos. But we got them to one table. We're sitting down.
Yeah.
We did all the stuff. Everybody got dinner. By the end of the night, Everything's fine. And we had 2 cars for a reason.
Yes.
Because we have 2 drivers.
Yes.
So at the end of the night, we're like, Mariah, you're taking everybody home.
Yeah.
And go home. And then we had a little tiff with somebody with
It's
the other
fine.
one.
We're going to bring it up.
But we're like, no, we want to hang out. So they left. And then we hung out for what, another hour or so?
Yeah.
Right.
Just the 2 of us. Just talking crap and drinking and hanging out. And then we get home and I'm like, it's been the longest day ever. The longest day. I've taken the kids to school. I've had to go back. I've been to the store 4 times at the same store. I've done so many things today. We've got nails done. Like, I've run so many errands and it's now midnight and I am friggin' exhausted. And he has nerve to be like, so you don't want to hang out with me? What the actual F? Like,
That's so
truly. I can't. My brother called me. I'm like, I can't.
We're live. You should be watching.
I can't. I don't know what to tell you. I can't do the. And then it's the weirdest thing of like, if we watch a show he wants to watch, it's considered spending time together. But if we watch Jeopardy, it doesn't count because it's my show.
That is your show.
What?
I do
What
like
kind
that
of
show.
backwards logic is that?
That is true.
Anyways.
Yeah, we're broken. Bailey. Broken. We are broken. And yes, that's my DNA. Because Bailey in the chat says, I am the same. Thanks a lot, Dad. It's just one of those things, like, I don't know what it is.
He just keeps saying, I just like hanging out with you. I get it. I like hanging out with you too.
Yeah.
But at some point, I should get to sleep. And then I'm up at 6. And then he has nerve to be like, oh man, I slept until 10. Get the F out of here right now. I'm glad you got 10 hours of sleep while I'm working on 4 every single day. Support me.
How do I do that?
Let me go to sleep.
Oh.
I want to sleep sometimes. I want more than 6 hours of sleep in a day.
It's not that I don't understand. It's not that I don't listen. It's not that I don't, it's just, I have found it's one of those people that I know you support me in all the stupid things that I'm doing, all the silliness and all that stuff. And I was like, and I need that kind of person. I need my spirit animal.
Yes.
And when I'm going through those moments, I was like, especially at like the end of the day, I was like, the end of the day, I need my spirit animal.
I know.
And all I can hear is,
I've been up for friggin' 20 hours.
It's
not normal.
No, it's not.
You've been up for 12. I'm
Which
like,
is
I
normal.
Just want to sleep.
Okay, but maybe I'm the normal one.
I'm
Did
not
you ever
disagreeing
think about
with you,
that?
But I can't sleep. Like, my body literally won't let me allow to sleep in. So at some point, there's got to be a give. And sleeping in isn't a thing.
It's so hard.
I've tried. 6:44
so hard. Like,
hits,
even
I'm
right
like,
after,
here we
after
go.
this, I'm going to be wired.
Right. And I'm not.
She's going to be exhausted and want to go to bed.
Yes.
You
No,
know?
I'll stay up till midnight. Even then, that's not good
And
enough.
then
He's like,
12:01, I'll be like, what? What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean going
Oh,
to bed?
don't let me bring up time. I'm like, hey, it's 12:30. What does that mean? It means I'm friggin' tired and I've been up since 6 o'clock in the morning and I would like some sleep. Time is irrelevant and blah, blah, blah. It's a social construct and it doesn't mean anything. You know what it means? It means I've been up for friggin' hours and I'm exhausted. That's what it means.
It's true. I get it.
That's all I got.
And right, I was like, I'm with Sarah, folks, this is John. I'm with Sarah, folks, up at 5:30 or 6. I was like, that's pretty much Sarah too. But John, are you gone till 10 p.m.? No.
I'm not gone.
You're upstairs and unobtainable.
No, I'm not unobtainable. You come upstairs all the time to have conversations.
Trying to obtain you.
Number 1, I take a break for dinner. 2, dishes, dinner, eat.
Dishes.
Oh, yeah. I still watch the big stuff. No one watches the big stuff in this house but me.
Because you told him not to.
Because they're awful. Children should not watch
But yeah,
big
you do
things.
make dinner. That's fact.
Yes.
And you come down for lunch
Yes.
and then leave.
Yes.
Um,
But if I didn't work here, if I didn't work in the house, you would see me just as much.
You would still work till 9, 10 o'clock at night?
Owning a business? Yes, I would.
Oh my goodness. Could you imagine?
Oh man, 10 p.m. I haven't been to sleep at 10 p.m. unless I'm sick. It's the last time I was
So
to bed at 10.
yeah, and I look at this way. It's like I'm trying to hone in my schedule and do those types of things, but I also want to not miss out on just stuff and life. I don't want to I don't think it's borderline FOMO, I think.
Oh, borderline.
And I'm sorry
There's
for
no
that. I'm
borderline
sorry for
on
that
it.
DNA also. All of my children. But also like I'm going to be 50 this year. And I know, like, honestly, this year I know that I've done some cool crap in my life.
Yeah.
Not just the dangerous, crazy stuff when I was younger, but we're talking like Ireland, Mexico. We've gone to the beach many, many times. We've taken crazy, weird road trips many, many times. We've gone to different restaurants. We've done those things. I don't want to be, so in this regimen that I turn 50, 60 and go, wow.
Right.
Because nobody is on their deathbed. That this is a mantra. If you go to your deathbed and don't have this mantra, there's a problem. So nobody goes, I don't know how I'm saying.
Just say it.
Nobody goes to on their deathbed and their mantra is, you know what? I wish I would have worked more.
Right. Agreed.
So if you feel like you're working too much right now, you are. You are.
I don't agree with that.
If you feel like you are. So you don't feel like you are that.
Oh, I feel like I'm working way too much, but I'm working to the point where I'm living the life I want to live.
But there's a
I'm
different.
working way too much.
Okay, but hold on.
112 hours a week. If that's even possible.
Totally. No, it is possible because you
goal.
do it.
Right.
But you also have been to Disneyland, Florida. You've also
Right.
done things. You've taken the time
Right.
to.
That's what I'm saying.
You could take the time to go get your nails done with your daughter. You could take your time to go and travel and do stuff
I
with me.
still work too much, but I can't. But I'm also at the point where, life lesson, I'm living the life that I want to live now because I know that that's not guaranteed that I can live if I ever get to retire. This is the life that I want to live right now. I want to travel and do things and hang out with the kids and all the things. So I'm going to work my butt off right now because I'm okay. Health-wise, I'm okay with working as many hours as I work because...
Are you? We both have high blood pressure.
I don't anymore. I fixed it.
Oh, I haven't even checked mine lately.
I'm good. Yoga. But I've worked...
Yoga.
I can work my butt off right now and live the life that I want to live now instead of hoping that I can live it later.
Yes. I don't hope for
I
later
definitely
because
work too much.
don't hope for later because later does not exist.
Right.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah. So when I say it's a short, it's like not a large travel year this year. We've still done things. We're still going beaches and Seattle and Vancouver, and we're still going to do things. It's just we're not maybe leaving the country this. Oh, I guess we did leave the country.
Yeah, we went
Canada,
to Vancouver.
Canada's kind of leaving the country. Just kidding. Not big country trips is all I'm saying.
All I'm saying is like we've had the opportunity to do these things because we do work.
Yes.
We do a lot of things structural wise, but we can also enjoy
I have to read
some
this
silly
too.
things.
It's so cute. John and Valerie had a whole conversation in the chat.
Are they in the same room?
I don't know, but I liked it. John said, bike ride, cleaning, maybe groceries, and the house wakes up at noon. And Valerie said, that's a lie. We wake up early. And John said, lately, yes. I'm sorry, babe. I was like, oh, look at you apologizing.
Look at you having
That was sweet. It's right. Give her credit. Waking up early sucks.
It's weird.
All right, now let's do bonus round.
Oh.
Boop. Bonus round.
So if you're still with us, we appreciate you.
We're back.
If you're not with us, hey, listen to us later. That's fine.
We still appreciate you. We thank you. All right.
Oh, I haven't even looked at mine.
I know.
You picked them both.
Yes.
So on
You go
bonus
first.
round, they're random questions. Sarah picked them both.
I usually don't, but I did today.
Handpicked, not random.
That's
this time.
correct.
She picked them.
I like the questions.
So am I going
Yeah,
first?
go ahead.
Do I ask you?
Sure.
Oh, so you wanted me to ask you this question?
Actually, no, I wanted to answer my own. So you answer and then answer.
Lord.
You ask and answer your own.
That's confusing.
Just
So I have to
go.
ask a question and answer it.
Yes. Yes.
That seems opposite for
Do you want
dialogue.
to switch then?
Yeah, because doesn't that make more sense?
Christmas.
If that question's for me, you should be asking it, right?
Actually, they're both for me.
So the star of the show is still here.
Should have let me pick them. Okay. You want to go ahead? I'll ask you mine.
Oh, I was
No, I'll go first.
Oh.
What is something that never fails to make you laugh?
Oh, your laugh.
My laugh makes you laugh?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, that's funny.
It kills me
Why?
because I don't know, because the things that you laugh at, how do I say, are so dumb and so random that I was like, I have to appreciate the dumb and random in life because of you.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, it's not
Yours
a
is
joke.
sweeter than mine.
Oh, no, seriously, like, oh my God, you got to watch this video. Oh my God. And I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And I can't stop laughing. So I have to say, when you laugh, I was like, I have to check in
Oh,
because
that's good.
it's random things that I would never catch on my own.
Yeah.
That's probably it. Is
Aw.
that too sweet? Sorry.
It's like,
And I did not hear these questions
Sickening
before. They were
sweet.
turned down. What? Scooter's always on his game.
always. I love when I startle you.
Jeez, I hate that.
It brings me so much joy.
Oh,
It doesn't even matter. If I get to poke him in the sides, if I get to scare
yeah, I
him
feel
on
like
the
my
stairs,
spleen ruptures every time she startles me, though. Oh my
there's
God.
nothing that makes me laugh harder. And it's not just you, it's everyone. If I get to startle anyone, sometimes I'll go to knock on Mariah's door and she opens it at the exact time I was going to knock and it scares the crap out of her. It just brings me so
Okay,
much happiness.
Mariah's easy, though.
Oh, so much joy.
She's easy.
Love it. So anyways, I love messing with people. So that's that brings me laughter all the time.
Oh, but you don't, you do it in my presence. You don't do it like behind closed doors.
What does it mean?
Like to Mariah, you don't do the door thing.
No,
to me.
no, because you don't have the same reaction. I'll just stand there. I don't have to. I don't have to scare you. I just have to stand there and wait for you to react, and it's just as good.
So I saw something that was like a penguin. No, what was it? It was whatever it was. I think it was I can't remember. It was something. It was an angel or something that didn't have wings or something like that.
Okay.
Oh, that's what it was. It was an angel that was standing there with no wings, and it said, "You have just triggered my fight or flight." What it's called? Fight or flight response.
Yeah.
And I don't have wings. And I was like, "That's me." I'm like, I don't know how to not react first, and that scares. Mariah will scare me from. We've talked about this before.
From
She'll
afar.
scare me from
Always
a
from
hallway,
afar.
like from away, and I was like, "You gotta stop."
It's hilarious. Valerie said, hiding in the dark waiting to scare someone always makes me laugh. Yes, it's hilarious.
But you might get murdered. Like,
I mean,
no.
just hide from a distance. You're
Because
fine.
I do it too, but I usually don't scare people. I usually I do scare people, but I will just stand there in the dark and then they walk by and see me.
Yeah.
That's how I
I
do
don't
it.
even mean to scare people. You guys just are just jumpy. I can't help it. What's your
No.
question? I like your question because I know the answer.
Am I gonna? But okay, so I have to ask you.
Yes.
This is your question.
I know.
Which person in your life is the most likely to be secretly? This is your question. Stop. Did that help? When I say stop,
Just don't say Sarah and you're fine.
Sarah,
Don't
stop.
I said don't do it.
All right, Sarah, here is your question. Which person in your life is most likely to be secretly? Oh my God.
You want me to read the question?
Which person in your life is most likely to secretly be a time traveler?
Good job. Third time's a charm. Easy.
That was the fifth try.
easy peasy.
You.
Rebecca, my little sister. I don't know anybody who has like the thought process and the verbiage of somebody who's from like 1912 than my sister. She literally be like, I want to go to the theater, and
So
she makes
she-
the movies. She's only an old.
She traveled to the future.
Yes, she traveled to the
makes
future
sense.
and has no idea. She's terrible with technology. She only uses old people words. She's like an old person who traveled to the future, and that's who she is.
That is true.
Yes, 100%.
That is true.
Oh, she's calling me right now too. Oh no, 2 people have called me from my family. I'm scared.
Yeah, usually it's never good in that
I
hood.
know. It's gonna
So,
be like on the
We're
on the
yeah,
podcast.
we're broadcasting live. So with me, it's got to be you.
Me? Where are you traveling from?
You're just I don't know if you traveled from, but you're a time traveler. Like
Okay.
I think it's more like a pocket space somewhere, like when you leave to go to the store and then come back, I swear it's like 5 minutes. And you have like all the groceries or you've done 7 errands.
That's true.
But the difference is when I go with you, it takes like 3 hours.
I think you're the
Oh, I'm not the time traveler.
right.
You are.
I am a time traveler.
And seriously, like even like she left, what was the other day? They had to be there. The kids had to be there at 2:30.
Yes.
So she dropped them off at 2:30.
Yes.
This was yesterday.
Yep.
2:30. Here's a whole nother story that I don't even get me started. Our son brought the wrong pants.
He did.
And he didn't have the right pants. They didn't
They
exist.
didn't exist in our house.
So she dropped him off at 2:30. Came back here. It's
It was
like,
like 2:20.
okay, but by the time you got back here, it was like 2:30.
Yes.
Okay, so between 2:30 and the bus leaves at 3
Yeah.
from the school. Somehow, she went out there, found a pair of black pants, delivered them to the school, and was back here by like 2:50.
Here's the crazy thing. I think you're right.
You were back here well
I
before
think I am
3.
a time. But here's the crazy thing. I went to the store, found the pants, dropped them off, got almost home. He said they don't fit. I turned around to drive back to the store to get new pants, and he's like, I think I can make them fit. And then went the other way around to get home and still got here by 2:50.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know how I did either.
No, nobody knows.
Eating.
Also, you can put, I mean, she'll disappear. And I've said this before, like we'll be sitting on the couch watching something. She gets up and she goes to the kitchen. I go, what are you doing? She goes, making cookies. I'm like, right now? And it feels like by time the commercial's over, she's back in her chair. And I'm like, oh, okay. And by time the next commercial comes on that we're fast forwarding through, cookies are done.
Well, it takes 10 minutes.
All
Just science.
but no, that's not science. Like to
You ground the
create the
butter,
cookie
put it
recipe,
together, make the cookie.
and also making bread, making these things. Like other people buy bread makers that take them hours to make bread, and you're like, what? The bread's done before dinner, and she started dinner at 6:30 and it's 7. I'm just saying, there's some time traveler things going on here.
I mean, I agree with that. That might be my superpower. Hi, Keith. Keith says hi in the chat.
Hello, Keith.
What were we doing? Oh, we were answering your question. I'm the time traveler, and Becca. We're a family of time travelers.
No, I agree with that. I was like, I feel like time is a social construct, and time doesn't exist. It's not linear. It's more, but
Yeah.
that's just my opinion.
Yes.
Science will prove it eventually. Yes, it will. So that's where is everything okay?
No.
You're back
Sure, fine.
texting with your
You're
with
fine.
your siblings. So are we done with the bonus round, or do you have more
Yes.
stuff going on?
That's all I have for bonus round.
If anybody else
And
has
Ryan
some
didn't
random,
put anything in the chat, so
I know, so we can't go any further. We just stop.
We're stop.
And good night.
And we're
No, I'm just kidding. We do have, I think, one last segment we're gonna hit.
we have 2.
Shout out.
Woo! And you. from
Oh.
your area.
Well, I don't have anything.
What?
Take away the shout out part. Sarah has something that's what's up in you or area.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I don't.
Many
All I have
things.
is, here's mine. What's up in your area? Live music. It is that time of
yeah.
year. Go out there. Sorry for pushing the wrong button. I will not edit it out because mistakes are the best.
And we don't have a rant for that. I mean, a jingle.
No, we don't. But what's up in you or area?
Mm-hmm.
go find some live music, even if it's like the mellow, like seeing something like some jazz or seeing something in the park where you see
There's
a
so
guitarist
much live
playing at a
music.
farmer's market.
Yeah.
I don't care where you are right now. If you're in the
World.
United States,
We're a live music season right
no,
now.
we really are. This is kind of the season, especially in the United States, like when you're going out and going to the farmer's market, going outside, going to little events and stuff like that. Somebody's going to be playing guitar.
Yep.
Check them out
Yes.
because these people are very, very talented human beings and they're doing the best they can to make a living at something that they love. And entertainment should never be free,
Right.
right? Because it warms your soul.
Yeah.
It takes care of you mentally and emotionally. So go out there and support them. Even if you don't like them, cool, drop them a couple bucks,
Right.
move on to the next person.
Yeah.
But seriously, you got to find a local something that's going on when it comes to music.
Yes.
That's-
Seth Kaminsky's got a live thing in SAC this weekend.
Tonight, I thought.
That's tomorrow. 27th.
Concerts in the park?
Oh, that
I
was
thought it was
tomorrow.
tonight. Never mind. You know, I mean, there's other people like Rain City Drive plays this weekend
Right.
in Sacramento.
Yes.
Like there's
We're
just,
not there.
no, we're not. We're right here with you guys.
Mine's a lot of music too, actually. So Bottle Rock Napa is this week, and Napa.
Ah.
If you are going, so friggin' jealous. Nancy's there, and I was like, oh, so jealous of Bottle Rock
Sure.
Napa.
Nappy Valley.
When am I to go? Lizzo is in Sacramento on Sunday.
Yep.
Mariah's going.
Got some
Also
of
jealous.
the graduating class are going.
A lot of my stuff is Sacramento this week. Sacramento County Fair started.
Yeah.
If you're a fair person. And it's Memorial Day weekend. So most people have a 3-day weekend. Most people.
Cook something, eat it.
Right. I put barbecue, lake, more food. I mean, water.
I mean,
at some
yeah,
sort.
always hydrate. But
I
no.
meant go be in the water.
Oh,
Yeah.
now there's find something to do with some people that you you don't have to say you care about, but can
like.
can tolerate.
I just said like. I mean,
Oh.
tolerate's a rough word.
But sometimes that's all you got.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, sometimes you don't have a lot of friends in your close vicinity.
Yes.
But you have some people who's like, oh, I can hang out with that person. Just
Yes.
go do that.
Yeah.
Because it's cathartic.
Yeah, I agree.
It can help you.
All right. Now,
Oh, I'll push the button
get
again.
ready. Shout out. Woo!
Best part about this, I wrote down nothing.
I watched so much basketball in the last couple weeks. Oh, man, I've been wooing all
That
over
is
the place.
not my shout out.
Woo! Just for you guys.
Yes, that was pre-recorded.
Come on,
That
Celtics.
wasn't pre-recorded.
Come on, Celtics.
I think
I thought we had to send you the broom, John.
we
but we don't
thought
have
about
to.
it. We talked about it last week,
We
right?
did,
Like
but they're
sending you a
working
broom.
their way back up.
But instead, we did ship one off to LeBron personally, because we all know LeBron's address, so we shipped him sent him off a broom.
It's
Just in
1-800
case.
Flopper North
One
Boulevard.
800 I fall down, and somebody fouled me.
Oh, jeez. All right. What's your shout out?
I literally said I don't have anything written
I thought
down.
you said you had one.
I said I didn't write anything down.
Jiminy Christmas. Okay, so I'll
Okay.
go with mine. Oh, it's too late. I already talked.
That's why I was trying to get you to go so I could think.
Think,
Holy
think,
cow.
Think. So we went to dinner yesterday at Yard House. I want to shout out Yard House. Shout out Yard House.
You sharded at Yard House?
I want to shout out Yard House because food was delicious. Service was meh. Our server was good, right? But the kitchen was kind of slow. But
Kitchen was very slow.
we really like that place. The food's always been amazing every time we go. And we didn't have to wait too long for a table, which is nice considering it was like graduation night and there was like a crap ton of people. But it was okay.
Yeah,
the food was good.
what do we talk? Logistic wise,
good.
the graduation was at the main part
Delco.
of this area.
Golden
So
one.
there's only like probably 4 restaurants,
That's like 6.
like 4 big ones, 4 that can hold a lot of people.
Right.
Right. So we knew that they were going to be kind of backed up, but it was only like a 30-some minute wait.
Yeah, it
so we're
wasn't
like,
that bad.
take a bunch of pictures,
Right.
get on the waiting list. It's
Yeah,
fine.
it wasn't that bad.
So
shout
that
out
was
to them.
actually really fun.
Yeah.
I have to say, I don't know. Last night was all about graduation. Over this last week,
It's been about graduation.
there's some small companies that I've been chatting with a little bit. I mean, I know most of the small companies that I work with, kind of through online more than anything. But I'd like to give a shout out. I'm gonna pick up some barbecue sauce tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to get it spelt out correctly. It is called, what is it called?
Yeah, me, I don't know.
Whiskey Grill
Oh,
Barbecue.
yeah, that sounds right.
And
On Instagram.
yes, and I will tag it in the description once this is over. But it is whiskey with an E, grill with an E, so it's GRILLE barbecue. He's a local guy, a local dude here in the Sacramento area who makes his own barbecue sauce, and he's also he's a big whiskey connoisseur kind of guy. Yes. So I really want to give a shout out to him and what he's doing there, because I think that kind of hustle and that kind of small business or whatever, like doing something you love to do.
Yeah.
Because we want to go back and go, let's talk about Cakes by Jeff.
Right.
Like there's a
New
guy
location?
There's a guy who had a similar hustle like 3
Yeah.
years ago during the pandemic.
Yeah. Makes the
And-
best cheesecake.
Yeah, and he ended up having he has a storefront that his grand opening is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Down in the same area we were just talking about. So great guy, great energy.
Yes.
Just loves cheesecake. So he decided to
It's
make
like his
cheesecake.
grandma's recipe,
Yeah.
and
He-
is just, it's so good. It's like not sweet or it's not super dense, and he makes like all the flavors. Banana pudding. Oh.
So I'll tag
Strawberry.
him in this too, because I just feel like those are big things to me. Is like you start from a passion,
Yeah.
and then next thing you know, you're doing it for a living, and it's paying the bills.
Yes.
That's huge. So I think like the Cakes by Jeff is a tier above. Like they've got a storefront, they've got investors, they can pay some bills through it. And I think this whiskey grill barbecue is just like one tier underneath, going, I'm just starting out. It was like, but has a great support system. So I'm going to tag both those. If you guys want to check them out, please do, especially if you're in the Sacramento area. And if you guys come visit us,
We're going.
we're probably going to go visit those two places.
Yes.
So, or at least have the barbecue sauce and eat a cheesecake.
Yeah. I mean, it's a
So-
great combination, but yes. Wait, chat shout out. Valerie said, shout out to my martini maker, John. You are forgiven. And John said, me and Valerie are stirring things up tonight. One more for the next time I screw up, pre-forgiveness. And I thought of Ruben Studdard, I'm sorry for 2004 song. I'm sorry for the whole year. What I need to do right now to make it okay.
Seriously. I was like, I'm going to give you an apology now. So at the end of this year, you'll still be here.
And I'm going to allow you to read Keith's comment because I don't know how to say that.
What are we talking about?
I know coup. Coup de roule? Coup de roule? Coup de roule?
I don't know. It's a coup de, and it's really small font for me.
It's ROULIS. Roule? Coup de
Roulé?
roule?
Coup de roulé.
I don't know.
It's got to be French, right?
Has to be. Oh, John knows what it is.
Okay, so
It's a whole thing happening in the chat right now.
So Keith is drinking something French coup de roulé cocktail, and then John says, "Oh snap, you don't play, sir." Well, obviously I don't know how to say it, know what it is, and then John, you obviously need to mansplain it.
No, look, Keith gave the whole recipe.
Where?
We're gonna in the chat. Give it a second. It'll pop up.
Oh.
There it goes.
Two different chats that popped up here earlier. Okay, so if you guys are interested in this, watch the chat on our YouTube.
We're gonna make this fancy Friday drink next week.
Will we?
Yeah, next week's a good week.
We're good. We're not leaving.
Well, I didn't do my shout outs.
Oh.
I did Yard House.
Well.
Boom. Okay. So my other one is shout out to all the parents who have children who are school aged, because we are now on summer break, or you're about to be on summer break. And if you have not put your children in anything summer breaky related, God bless you, because now you're with your children 24 hours a day while you work and try to live life. And who knows what's going to happen for the next 3 months. So hopefully you've managed your patience level, because kids home all day, every day is a new level of patience that I don't think you realize that you have.
Because I think it's one of those things, like, I choose your personality and choose to be with you. You have children. You chose to have children for sure.
Right.
But as they're developing, and we're talking like into their almost
Anything.
30s.
Into their anything.
Yeah. As they're developing, you didn't choose each other as partners.
No.
Right?
And you don't know what you're going to get every single day.
No. So more power to you as a
Good
parent.
luck. Good luck this summer.
Do the best you can.
Yeah.
Ask for forgiveness. Yeah. And make sure to make a lot of time for yourself.
Yeah. And my last one isn't really a shout out. It's just a comment. And I'm going to do my very best to say all of this without any tears happening. I'm not going to look at Scooter because he always cries up. He always tears up.
Crap.
So the last week, right, has been a moment of, I shouldn't say this, May. When I say I hate May, it's because I truly hate the month of May. There's so many things that have happened in May. Just so many things. But yesterday, I dropped Mariah off at school, right, for her last everything. Her last band trip, her last everything. And so I'm sitting there, and on my way home, I tell Scooter, I bawled my eyes out. And it's not because it's her last whatever. It's not because she's moving on to something else. It's the moments when, don't look at me, I know my mom would enjoy being there. That hurts. Everyone stop crying. It's not the moments when, like, Mother's Day wasn't actually that hard for me because we're not big Mother's Day people. It's the moments where I know she would cheer and laugh and dance and have fun that, like, hurt. So yesterday was hard. And that's it.
The greatest part about what she just said, she did not say those words yesterday. She didn't say those words yesterday at all. Do you know what she said? What was the actual conversation? The actual conversation was, it's not about this. The hardest part about this is, she goes, I just don't want to talk about it. I said, she'd have loved to be here.
I know. That was it.
That was the whole conversation.
Yeah,
she said more just now
Yeah.
than she said in the actual conversation.
One more wipe.
Oh, yeah, she hit herself again. Hid, H-I-D.
I didn't hurt myself.
So it was one of those conversations of, I knew exactly what was going on with her. It was just like, the whole moment, there are certain human beings that you just want around for certain moments. The coolest part is Rebecca showed up.
I know.
And stayed for quite a while. That was really nice to have some of that nostalgia with her being there.
Yes.
And everything. So that helped.
Yes.
It did help.
It does help. All right.
So
now everybody's sad.
That's not, I mean, it's cathartic. It's working.
It is
things.
therapy.
All right. So now what? We're pretty much at the end. We've been doing this for almost 2 hours again.
I know.
We tried to keep this as a 1 hour podcast,
it's
and
impossible.
it's too long because Sarah just talks too much.
It's true. I talked a lot today.
So, and if you guys are getting along in the chat, you should probably exchange each other's information, not on the chat.
No, Valerie and John need to come visit so we can hang out with Keith, and then Ryan and Bailey to come down.
We can all get together in Sacramento if if you guys want to travel.
Eventually, yes, we can do this.
Yeah, we're here.
Meet up.
We're here, unless everybody wants to go to Fresno.
And we can.
No, it's gonna be like the sun's gonna try and kill you.
It's gonna be real summer. When it's 900 in the day, it's 900 at night.
I'm saying it. The sun's gonna try and kill you within the next month in Fresno. Mm-hmm. But come visit. We'll all do fun things. We will come to you. We already know where you are. So, and on the last part of it is like, no joke. We do have stuff that we want to give you guys. If you guys are interested in the Sarah and Scooter little stickers, please let us know, like on a personal level. So we'll just send them to you and put there. We're also thinking about making shirts because I'm running out of shirts to wear that are different.
Not me.
So on every episode. So other than that, we're gonna call it a night. Sarah needs a
nap.
A nap, and we're gonna make a cake.
And watch Jeopardy.
We're gonna make a cake and watch Jeopardy.
Yes.
All right, guys. Somebody and everybody out there, do the same thing. Like, find something to do with some. Yeah, make a cake.
And watch Jeopardy.
Make a cake and watch Jeopardy. Take it however you want it, but it means something different to everybody else, right? Make a cake, watch Jeopardy,
Yeah.
and make sure to pull up a chair.
And show up in real life.
You got to show up in real life, people.
Yep.
Real life counts.
All
All right, guys.